Hey guys, so there's a lot of crazy things happening in the gaming industry right now. Like just yesterday we had the 2014 Game of the Year awards, and now today was the first day of PlayStation Experience, and so far it's been pretty good. And the one thing that stood out the most for me so far was the fact that we got some actual Uncharted 4 gameplay. Like, I never saw this coming. This was completely unexpected. Like, we knew for sure that we were gonna get something new for Uncharted 4, but I honestly thought it was just gonna be another cinematic trailer like the last one. Like, I was honestly thinking that they were gonna save the gameplay for next year at E3, but obviously that wasn't the case. So we got 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes of gameplay, which is way more than what I could ever ask for. So let's talk about this gameplay. So right off the bat, let me just say that it looks absolutely amazing. Like, the details, the lighting, it just looked absolutely incredible. You can just notice the huge step up from last gen. Like, especially near the end, there's a cutscene near the end, and the way the game just transitions smoothly from gameplay to the cutscene is crazy. Like, it just seamlessly enters the cutscene without you even knowing, which is pretty awesome, especially if you compare that to the previous Uncharted games. Because in Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, when there would be a cutscene, the game would stop and then there would be a blank screen, a black screen, while the cutscene loaded, so you knew that there was going to be a cutscene. But with Uncharted 4, it just seamlessly transitions into the cutscene, which I think is amazing. Because the way that the way the cutscene would start in the previous Uncharted games, I always felt like it just took you out of the experience, but with this, it just continues like that. So that's definitely awesome. Now let's talk about the gameplay. So when you see Drake jumping and climbing from ledge to ledge, like just overall climbing and everything like that, it just looks like they improved it a lot. Like, if you look at the previous Uncharted games, it kind of felt like you had superhuman strength. The way Drake could jump from ledge to ledge, it just felt unnatural and not realistic. But in Uncharted 4, it looks amazing. It feels like they improved the physics. Like, Drake's movements seem like they're a lot more realistic and seamless and overall just natural. Like, especially when he stumbles sometimes, it just adds to the realistic effect. So they definitely improved the realistic physics, which I think is amazing. Now, in terms of the shooting mechanics, I think they improved a lot from what we got to see in this gameplay. Kind of looks a lot like the shooting mechanics in The Last of Us, which is a good thing because I love The Last of Us. The shooting mechanics in that game, they felt and looked amazing, so definitely no complaints there. I'm really happy about that. Now, there is one cool thing that I noticed. So, like, when your enemies are shooting at you, like when Drake hides behind a rock or something and his enemies are shooting at him, and like the bullets are hitting the rock, you can see a bunch of dust flying everywhere. I think that's really cool because it just adds like a realistic effect, and it just looks awesome. Now, something that I thought was really interesting was the combat. Like, it just looks really cool and it looks different from the previous Uncharted games, like the way you attack your enemies, and especially the stealth. Like, the stealth sections look really cool. They look a lot better than the last Uncharted games. So, like, for example, you can hide under bushes. Like, when you see in this gameplay Drake hiding within the bushes and your enemies can't see you, so that's really cool. You can just sneak up on them like that, which I think is really cool. So overall, the world that you're in, it looks really beautiful. The mountains, the lush green mountains, and the waterfalls, especially the waterfall. Like, the water just looks really realistic. Oh, and from what we saw, it kind of seems like it was open world. Like, I know it's probably still linear like every other Naughty Dog game, but it's kind of like The Last of Us, because in The Last of Us it felt like it was open world even though it wasn't. So I think it's pretty cool because they're bringing that open world effect to Uncharted now, because it looks like it's like a big open world even though, you know, it's still linear. But that's pretty cool because I always thought that was awesome, so I'm definitely excited for that. Now, in terms of the enemies, I noticed something interesting. So they all have an accent. Now, I'm not really sure what kind of accent it is, but I think it might be either British or Australian. So we don't really know where Uncharted 4 takes place, but I think it might be either in England or Australia. So I just thought I'd point that out because it's kind of interesting. Now, the cutscene at the end blew me away because for two reasons. So the first reason is the fact that we found out that Drake has a brother. We never knew about Drake having a brother like in the previous Uncharted games. We never knew about that. I'm not sure about Golden Abyss on the Vita because I don't own a Vita, so I never got to play Golden Abyss. But in terms of the three main Uncharted games on PS3, we never knew anything about Drake having a brother, so that's really interesting. And it's kind of cool to see more of Drake's family in the adventure. So I'm wondering how that's gonna affect the story and how it's all gonna play out. Now, the second thing that blew me away is the fact that Drake's brother is being voiced by Troy Baker. Now, I never saw this coming, but the fact that, we all know Troy Baker voiced Joel in The Last of Us, and he also voiced a bunch of other voices in other video games, but I think it's pretty cool to see Nolan North and Troy Baker working together in the same game. I think that's really cool because they're two of my favorite voice actors in video games, so I think that's really epic and just overall awesome. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this gameplay. Did you like it? Are you excited for Uncharted 4? I know I am, because I sure as hell can't wait for this game. I'm definitely gonna pre-order it. I just cannot wait for this game. I know it's gonna be amazing, but what do you think of it? Do you think it's gonna be awesome? Are you getting it? What are your impressions on this new gameplay? All of that. So leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.